In the year, the United Nations estimates in order to meet the increasing food demand, farmers will have to boost production 60% by 2050. Agriculture experts say part of the solution is using technology that promises to boost yields without increasing the amount of land or fertilizer farmers have to use. As Gretchen Frazee reports, Monsanto is launching one of those technologies in Indiana this year. And while it's eliciting excitement about the possibilities it presents, farmers are also expressing concern about the amount of private data it requires them to share.
At his farm in Leesburg, Indiana, Kip Tom says the way he farms now is drastically different than it was 5 years ago.
Before we always thought to produce more, we had to buy a bigger tractor or put on more fertilizer. Well, this is a different way of farming. It's farming smart because we're protecting the environment. We're being more productive with the resources we have. So it is the wave of the future.
More often, that future is taking the form of big data programs like Monsanto's Field Scripts.
In order to help farmers get the most out of every acre, a new science-based solution called Field Scripts has
To use Field Scripts, farmers like Tom partner with a Monsanto representative. Then, using data tools, satellite mapping technology, and iPads, they gather photos, soil samples, and previous yield estimates from the various parts of their fields and send that data to Monsanto. The company then analyzes the information and sends back recommendations on how farmers can improve their crop yields. Those recommendations can include anything from which kinds of seeds to plant to how far apart they should be sown.
We found out that maybe we were applying too much fertilizer for per unit of production of yield. So all of a sudden we found out that we got it in the right places at the right time, in the right amounts. They were increased productivity.
How much farmers' productivity increases varies, but Tom says he's seen his yields jump as much as 18 bushels per acre, which would be roughly a 30% increase for an average acre of corn. Tom has been using Field Scripts for the past 5 years. He was part of Monsanto's pilot program to test the product before it went on the market. Now Monsanto is making Field Scripts available across the state. But many farmers say before they adopt the new technology, they need to learn more about it. Top of mind for a lot of folks is privacy. At a recent Indiana Farm Bureau conference focused on big data, farmers voiced some of their concerns.
The technology is changing so fast that sometimes we don't keep up with everything that's going on, and we kind of want to know what is taking place, and that's why we came to this today, to see what is going on and what we should be aware of when we sign that agreement.
There's business data, there could be personal information, what is being collected, who's collecting it, who controls the data. Where is it going? How about the downstream use of the data? Is it being shared with just service providers and affiliates, or are there folks who are interested in using the data for marketing purposes? These are the kind of questions I think farmers are asking, and rightfully so.
Treat it as something very secretive.
Attorney Michelle Kaiser-Bray spoke at the Farm Bureau conference, explaining to farmers the need for additional safeguards as the agriculture industry enters into a new era of data technology. She says there are efforts underway to create more oversight. The Farm Bureau, for example, has considered whether to push for federal legislation establishing data privacy rules in agriculture, and Monsanto recently connected itself to an open data initiative that aims to develop industry standards on how farmers' information can be used. Kurt Calvert is the Fort Wayne District Sales Manager with the Monsanto seed company Asgrow and has been working with Kip Tom and other farmers to implement Field Scripts.
I think growers are all over the map. Some will jump in right away, and others, it takes some convincing and showing them the data, which is how it should be. Honestly, we need to prove ourselves. We need to prove our value first and foremost. And then also prove that we can be trusted with a grower's data.
That proof can't come quickly enough. Farmers say they feel the pressure to adopt the newest technology as quickly as possible or run the risk of being left behind.
It takes some education, but it's something we should all be doing. All industries have had to evolve over time, and agriculture is in that right now.
In addition to Indiana, Monsanto is rolling out Field Scripts in Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota this year before taking the program nationwide.